Welcome back. 25 years ago tomorrow was the start of the Canada Summer Games, which came to Kamloops. It was a big deal. And joining us today to talk about it, we have two of the key players in making the Summer Games come to Kamloops and making them the huge success that they were. Vic Paleschek, former BCLC president and CEO at the time, and Kim Torgiani, you're in charge of marketing and one of the key organizers. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. Does it feel like 25 years?
In some ways, yes.
Yes.
And in other ways, it doesn't at all.
Yes.
It's gone by very quick, and you know, it's great to see how the community has really built off of the foundation of the Games.
That is the very truth, isn't it? We were talking about that in the newsroom this morning about how many things sort of spun out of the Games being here. But I think the best part of this is the footage that we have to show. Do you guys want to take a look at that? In fact, let's go to this. Here you guys are. What do you guys think seeing that footage? That's pretty cool.
Look at my 80s hairdo.
Oh, I think it's completely acceptable. That's 93. We all had that hair. It looks good. Vic, look at the handsome man that you still are, but were then.
Yeah, there seems to be a little change of hair color, but other than that.
That's pretty cool. What do you remember best about those times? It must have been so hectic. I didn't live here in 93, but do tell, how long did it go on for? Was it sort of 7 to 10 days or?
The Games were 2 weeks,
Okay.
but if you say I recall the most, it was really about how the community all came together and worked together. Over 8,400 volunteers, basically more than 1 out of 10 people in Kamloops became a volunteer. The corporate sponsorship, the business communities, the regional municipalities, First Nations, everybody said we can do this. And it was the little engine that could.
Yes.
And we hosted a great Games, you know, probably we think one of the best that has taken place, and for a small community being able to do that.
To pull that off. Kim, what are your thoughts about the Games?
Oh, it was just such an amazing experience. We were talking about it this morning. I just remember loving going to work and working 7 days a week and kind of looking forward to a long weekend so I could get into work without the phone ringing and get more done. And that was the atmosphere at work, you know, and everybody and staff and volunteers wanted to see this be a great success. So it was a real push, and it was for literally years leading up to the Games that people worked so hard. And our theme was Believe in Dreams, and I think people in Kamloops really did believe that we could do this.
We have more footage. Perhaps we'll take a look at this. I always love looking at old footage. So there was obviously a torch ceremony leading up to the opening.
Yeah, definitely. They're just like any of the big games, Olympic Games and whatnot. The Canada Games being almost like a Junior Olympics in Canada.
Yes.
We did have the torch run, and Silk and Lauman actually lit the cauldron at the opening ceremonies.
And then parachuters parachuted in to mark the opening of it as well?
Yes.
Was that the opening ceremony?
Yeah, that's the opening ceremony.
Look at how busy it was.
It was a full house, and you know, we had representatives from all across Canada, and great support from the local community in terms of the talent that we were able to you know, put together for opening and closing ceremonies.
I'm just hoping to recognize a few faces, so let's not leave the footage just yet. Do you remember being there at the opening ceremonies?
Absolutely. It was very emotional. You know, we'd finally come to the point where we were going to be putting this big event on after really over 5 years, I think, of leading up, you know, and including the bid for the Games even before that. So it was really emotional and very, very exciting, and the opening ceremonies were amazing.
Rick Hansen.
Rick Hansen.
Yeah. There's Rick. Yeah.
It's pretty cool, you guys.
And you know, the opening ceremonies, they were really the kickoff event. And the real work started from there, where you had 18 different sports. Silk and Lauman was, as Kim said, lit the cauldron. But 18 sports, 4,000 athletes, all had to be, you know, housed at UCC, now TRU.
Yes.
You know, moved logistically from all their venues. We had School District 24 as a major transportation provider.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody just did what they had to do and made it just a fabulous event.
Tell me this, and maybe you know this, maybe you don't. I'm putting you on the spot. Tournament Capital Canada, did that come out of that, or were you already built?
Very much so.
Okay.
So the legacies from the Canada Games were very many. You had the physical legacy, so you had the Canada Games pool, you have Hillside Stadium track, the tennis venue, the baseball venue at Mac Park. So $11 million of new sports facilities in 1993, which is a big number.
That would be now, what, 100 million maybe? Like,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
quite significant. There was $700,000-800,000 of sports equipment left. We turned a profit of $1.5 million, which went back to the city for a legacy, half of which got spent to build the kids area for the within the aquatic center. And today there's still a legacy fund that continues to provide support. But I think the biggest legacy is the community volunteerism, the community pride, and for sport, the fact that you had all of these great facilities and, you know, officiating or new officials, new coaches, and we had some great athletes who came through the following decades. The Dylan Armstrongs, the Kelly Olynyk's, all of which availed themselves of the great facilities and programs in the community and rose to both national and international stardom.
Yeah, huge legacy. And you think of all of the different ways it becomes such a huge legacy. So we also want to let people know that there is a celebration to mark the 25-year anniversary, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow night at Music in the Park, there's a little something going on.
That's right, 6:30, and we hope everyone will come down, particularly those people in Kamloops who were volunteers or staff members. We really hope they'll come down and join us for a celebration. Music in the Park is one of the legacies, actually, that was left from the Canada Games as well. We had nightly entertainment every night for 10 nights, I think, during the games, and it was packed, pin trading and all kinds of things going on, and that's really carried on since then. And so we're thinking it's a perfect place to celebrate our 25-year anniversary.
What time should people know?
6:30.
6:30.
Okay, 6:30. So ahead of Music in the Park.
Ahead of music, yeah.
Fantastic, you guys. I'm glad that you guys are doing something to mark this, because it was such a huge event for the day, and I think the most important thing that came out of that was the legacy that we've just talked about. So thank you to the both of you for being here.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you for allowing us.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Time always runs out too quickly. However, tomorrow night, 6:30, Music in the Park, if you'd like to celebrate the milestone that is 25 years since the Summer Games. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.